Hello and welcome back to Mega Man 5. When we last left off, it was revealed that Dr. Wily was the mastermind behind Dr. Light's abduction, and he had been framing Proto Man, so now we will dive into Wily's castle. We will also collect this M-Tank here that, as we talked about previously, would not be there if we already had one in our inventory. Here, we want to make sure we go off to the left, which is a little unfair, but as we fall, we need to make sure we push right, as there's spikes at the bottom there too. And we just have some of these spike wheels and these catapult guys to get past. Nothing too tricky by any means. And we climb up here, have a chance to refill our health there, so I'm not too worried about the fact that got caught by that little spike wheel there. We can just fly across quickly and get a little quick refill. Wonderful. Now, moving on. Up here, we have a similar situation, but now with some spikes along the ceiling. Not too terrible to deal with by any means. Just got to be cautious with your jumps. Here, before you step forward, well, I guess we can refill beat just make sure it's done. But before we step forward, we want to have a charge shot ready. Whatever. Just take the hit. Anyway, continue on. Still be safe with your jumps. And up, up, and away. Here, I wait a second, let these guys come first, and then take out these three. Coil to jump up. And now this area, honestly, it's probably not nearly as hard as I make it look. I struggle with it more than I like to admit. Here, we just let that one go past. And then the ideal situation is you can get up on top. Good. That makes it a lot easier. Often that jump down there where that faster rotating wheel will get me. But when you're up here, you can just take the arrow, fly across, and then just be careful because it'll eventually pop off the wall, so just be ready to move over and land on the platform. Now in here, you do have some crushers that can get you. Not too terrible, but some of them, like this, looks safe, but it actually will crush you if you're under it. So just make sure you're being safe and aware of that. And then past that, not here so much, we do have a more legitimate threat with a crushing area that looks shorter than it really is. Oops. Thought we were going to be able to take them out in time. Now we're safe to move forward here and remove all these obstructing blocks, but you have this decently long section and then a pretty long section after it that you need to make sure that you're sliding a couple of times to get through safely. You saw just how tight that was. And then we just have the chicken to deal with. That, of course, you can use the little eggs to refill any energy, weapon energy that needs to be refilled. And we'll take these guys out and then move forward. Very good. Now this spike section, not too problematic. I mean, you could always get slip up and die from a spike hit, but not too bad by any means. And then we come to our first boss here, who actually not super easy. He's not super hard either, but just the way that the kind of damage happens here and the way that the little babies that he fires off can hit you, it's remarkably easy to take a lot of damage quickly. What we're going to do, like that, you hit the edge just barely, and luckily it doesn't get treated as an actual spike, but does cause damage very, very readily. And then those guys there get you easier than you'd like. So what we're going to try and do is use the crystal eye. That tends to work best. I think it takes about 7 shots to take him down. And the eyes are only open when one of these pieces of the kind of tower is out. But if I have to use an energy tank on any boss, it tends to be this guy more often than anyone else. In fact, we might as well, because why not? Granted, we have 1,000 lives, so we could eat a few deaths, but I'd rather not. Really, I probably should just do a better job of timing things for when the little guys aren't in the way so much, but I don't, so... And then sometimes you're still responding to the damage from below, and it throws everything off. Now, if you do it well, you should be able to get 2 crystal eye shots off. There we go. Be tight, but yeah, good. All right. Hopefully we're doing a better job here. Let's see where these guys are coming down from. We hit that. Oh, I thought we were going to get that one. That's disappointing. Well, let's wait a second. I suppose part of it is I just need to be smarter about when I'm choosing to go. But that should do it. So, very, very messy, but we got the job done, so we'll take it. No sense in crying over spilt milk. Or... spilled Mega Man energy. I don't know. We'll take it. Anyway, we will move on to stage 2. Which hopefully we will deal with pretty easily. This is one of the only times in the entire game that we have a legitimate water area, I think. I could be wrong about that, but let's see. There we go. This jump is oddly tight. It's really not necessary to do anything like this, but it's not a bad idea to use the arrow or the jet to get over it, because if you short it by just, a millimeter, you're going to hit the spikes there and die, which is really annoying, but nice free energy tank. Make up for the one that we had to waste on that previous level. So this is not an easy section. It's not incredibly difficult as far as, platforming goes, but there's definitely areas to mess up on. Let's see, let's do this. Very nice. And then I suppose we should forget, but I think we'll probably want to do it again. Obviously, now you have to watch for the spikes above. You want to do kind of half jumps or even walk off when you're able to. Like here, we'll just wait and then walk right off, half jump, have our shield ready, very good. And then again, we'll want to do a shield to come down on this guy and on you. I think that's the last time we need that. That guy we can take out like normal, similarly here and there. Now as we come out here, on this next screen, we're going to have the little helmet heads back, and easy to kind of fall into the trap of being used to them just dying when you hit them. But now we're back to the mother versions with the little babies inside, so you just got to watch out for that. Let's see, what do we want to fill? Let's do, actually, it doesn't matter. None of these matter. For a very specific reason that we will get to very shortly. Oh, oops, forgot myself. We'll wait for the bats to fly down, take care of them. We don't need to worry about weapon energy, like I just said. Oh, forgot to be charged up. That's my bad. I'm going to deal with a good number of mice here. Honestly, we can just ignore the bats and keep going and just jump over. Now here, some more bats, or more rats rather. And the chicken's back. Again, easy time to refill any energy that you need. Actually, I'd rather have a full charge ready when we come up here, just so we can start taking you out and then do the rest with the Power Stone. And then we will get our jet out and fly up. Jump there. And before we leave the screen, we'll have a nice charge shot ready to do the same thing. just a lot faster to use the Mega Buster, or as much damage as possible with the Mega Buster before having to use Power Stone. So we do what we can. And then we will go see the second Wily stage boss, for which we're going to use the Gyro attack. Now this boss, fairly straightforward once you learn the pattern. When you don't have the pattern down, it can be a little more difficult and you can take damage easily, but basically it's this big kind of ring with walls on the side that will open at different times. At first, it just kind of floats around the screen in a random-ish pattern and shoots balls in the air which come down at you. They're easy to dodge if you're paying attention to them. If you're not, they're going to hit you all the time. And then after that, it'll go into a second stage where it goes directly into one corner and then the other. And while it's doing that, the shields on the side will open up, and that's our kind of window to attack. And what we're going to want to do is sort of draw it to one side and then sneak over to the other side, to get our attacks in. So you do have the option to attack here during the first stage. I recommend just avoiding it. It's you tend to just take more damage than you give. And he falls pretty easily with Gyro attack, so there's really no reason to rush. You're better off just avoiding damage than trying to race to get extra damage in early. Unless you're, I don't know, trying to do some kind of speed run or something, in which case I'm sure you don't need to hear my advice, so. Oh, I guessed wrong. But ultimately falls easily, and again, before we leave this stage, we want to make sure we use this M-Tank to fill up. Not that we have too much low in our energies, but we are going to get another one at the start of the next level, so we might as well use it there. That will bring us to Wily 3, which, as you can see from our screen there, is obviously a very short level. As promised, we will open with, well, I suppose I didn't mention the energy tank, but we will open with an M-Tank. And then, with just a single cannon to deal with, we will move on, and after we go through here, we will be at the boss rush. So I think we will actually end things right here, and when we come back, it'll be boss rush time. So hopefully you enjoyed the first half of Wily's Castle, and until next time, see ya.